Hey everyone, I'm Heather, the Starlight Priestess, and I have another weekly reading for you. This week is a pick a card reading instead of the 7 days. I wanted to try something a little different this week, so go ahead and see which card resonates with you. I am apologizing in advance for all piles. I realized in pile 3 that I did not have my microphone on, so you might be hearing traffic and other things like that picked up on my computer. The light got screwed up. I don't know if I just am having challenges as we're going into the eclipse season or what's going on, but things are a little bit wonky with the readings today, so I do apologize. But here are the 3 piles. I will take a close-up of each one of them. For pile 1, we have Ego versus Soul. For pile 2, we have Flow. And for pile 3, we have Moonlight. The timestamps will be in the description box below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. You chose the Ego versus Soul card. Today I'm using the Sparkle and Shine Oracle deck. This is my Oracle deck. It is not yet in print. This is a mock-up. I'm not crazy about how the coloring turned out and necessarily the quality of the artwork. So I am still looking for another printer. If you would like to check out this deck in digital form, I will leave that information in the description box below. Also, I am going to let you know I've started creating a magazine. It's something that I created like 10 years ago, and I've recently started. I have I've done September. I just posted that yesterday. And I have an August edition. So if you want to see what that's all about, I will link that into the description box below. This month's issue is all about the shadow and the light within all of us. And I also have some fun things for Mabon and fall, things like that. I also have zodiac readings specific for the month of September and for the upcoming eclipse season. That being said, the eclipse season we're in that energy right now, so there's a lot going on. I am going to do another reading just for eclipse season, so watch for that. Okay, so we are going to do something a little different, I am going to do something a little different. Here's your main card, but for the next 7 days, I am going to pull a card for your challenges, for what challenges might be coming up for you in the next week, and your blessings or rewards. So let's start with blessings. We'll give you the good news first. Blessings for pile 1 for the next 7 days. Okay, blessings for pile 1. Blessings for pile 1. Okay, what's coming up? Blessings for pile 1. And these are just not coming out very quickly. Oh, there we go. Okay, what is your blessing? Black and white. Okay. Now, what are your challenges? Fear. Okay, you know, that makes sense. I already have a feeling. I mean, ego versus soul. When we're talking about our ego, we were talking about the darkness within each of us, the shadow side. And we have this black and white as well. You have this darker energy and lighter energy, and that's all you see. You see the black and the white. You see things as, good or bad, light or dark, where everything really is not good or bad, light or dark. It's all kind of multiple shades. But sometimes when we put on our 3D glasses, we have this change in perspective. And so this is asking that we look at things in another way. We see things. We put on kind of our glasses of spirituality. This is representing spirituality here. And when we put on those glasses where we don't see just the light and the dark, we are able to see the multitude of colors and opportunities and things that are coming at us. And so if we look at our fear, if we're focusing on only our fear this week, if we have challenges that arise, they are going to play on that fear. They are going to play on our emotions surrounding fear. So often the triggers of anger and frustration and sadness, all relating to fear, loss. And when we can see that fear for what it is, it's only a fear. It's only a darkness playing within us, whether it coming from the ego or whether it's coming from something a little darker. When we're able to see that for what it is, that's kind of these 3D glasses we have to say, hey, this is what this is. I understand. Let me look for the lesson. And that's when you're going to find the light in the dark. Okay? This is a lot. This is so on par with with my magazine that just put out, and the light and the shadow and finding the gifts in our shadow. So many different articles about each one of those aspects. But we have this is where we get into our ego versus our soul, our shadow versus our light. And within the ego dwells the things like judgment and fear, jealousy, pride, denial. That's where the narcissism comes in. That's where we get our anger, and it's all based in this fear. And it's very interesting that that's how these cards came out, that I put the challenges or the blessings on this side and the challenges on this side. That's it's always crazy. And I saw this the other day, is we also have the blue on the right side of the person, and the red and the red. I don't know. It's just, I designed these cards years ago, and they're finally in print, and I'm using them, and it's exciting to see how sometimes they fall out and they line up. It even surprises me. Okay, so what else do we have going on for pile 1? What other guidance do you have for pile 1? Okay, I think that one wants to come out. Gratitude. Okay. Now this card, the gratitude card, is all about the gratitude kind of being a pathway out of the darkness, a pathway out of fear. You can see you have this door in the background with rainbow coming through it. And we have this rainbow back here with, on the other side of the 3D glasses, that's the light. And that's exactly what's happening here within gratitude. As you use gratitude to move through the darkness, move through the fear. They're saying anything that you have fear about, find something to have gratitude for. Let's see. For example, you're fearing losing your job. So either start finding gratitude in things in your job, or if you do lose your job, find gratitude for what will come of that. And that is going to be dependent on each one of you, because for some of you, you're afraid to lose the job, but you're also like, if I continue in this job, I am going to lose my soul. So this is going to be dependent. Whatever you're feeling, whatever is feeling best for you. And I say feeling because if you're using your head in this, your head might steer you wrong. Your head is where the ego is. So this situation, the soul is this. The feelings are going to have to come from your soul. The feelings are going to have to be from your soul, because that's what aligns with your path. And if you're following your head and you're following the ego, that's where it may lead you down. You're fearing for your security. You're fearing for money. You're fearing for how are you going to, take care of your family? How are you going to do this? And the fear is kind of clouding the lightness and the rainbow and all the possibilities of what can come from you possibly getting fired. Okay, so see how this resonates for you, but finding gratitude and speaking aloud, writing, whatever feels right for you, somehow showing that gratitude is going to be something that helps you this week. And it's interesting because I saw a movie, I think it was like a Hallmark Channel movie, like one of those Christmas movies, the cheesy ones. I love them. They're all the same, but I still love them. Anyway, one of them was about like a bracelet, and they were like prayer beads or blessing beads or something like that on a bracelet. But it was every time you were feeling low or you're feeling down or you're feeling sad, they would hold the bead, one of the beads, and say what you're blessed, how you're blessed, or say what you're grateful for, or something like that. And so that might be something that resonates with one of you, is to have like a bracelet or a necklace, and throughout the day just hold one of the beads and say, I'm blessed this way, or I'm grateful for this, or thank you, universe, for this blessing, something like that. But you're definitely being guided to actively find gratitude, do some kind of gratitude practice through this week, and that is going to help you kind of cross this river of fear. It's interesting because we have these rippling lines, and I see the rippling lines here, and it's crossing this kind of river of fear. It's crossing this energetic river of all of your fears being played into one thing, okay? Let's see, what else is coming up for pile 1? Okay, I don't need 50 cards coming out. We'll go with these two. Okay, your story and connect. Okay. You are writing your story right now. This gratitude is related to what you're writing in your story. So when you look at your gratitude, when you do gratitude this week, that is going to put your energy and your focus on the things that you want more of in your life. So do you want more magic? Then find something in your life that you find magical and be grateful for that. Do you want more prosperity? What do you see as prosperous in your life? Maybe you don't feel very prosperous right now, but you have a side gig, or you're doing something, or you have an idea for something that would be prosperous, and so you find gratitude in that. Even if you don't necessarily have it, pretend that you have it, feel that you have it. For example, you have like my magazine. I would love to get sponsors for that. So I will be grateful this week for having sponsors. Okay. So the universe, when the universe is creating things, all it does is works on energy. And so even if you know that you don't have something, if you can visualize and feel yourself having it, the energy is there for the universe to match. And that's when it can go about creating what you have. So when you're focusing on gratitude, make sure that your energy is aligned with the things that you want to create for yourself. And that is how you're going to write your story, is finding energetic matches for things. Okay, this connection, I'm feeling that there could be connections related to this, like what you're creating for yourself, the story that you're writing for yourself. There could be connections that you have around the world or across your country that will help you create these manifestations in your life. But I'm also feeling for some of you, this could be just reaching out and connecting with others as you move through the challenges this week as a support system. So that's what I'm feeling, these two very different energies. So let that apply to each of you differently. Go with what resonates. But it's all about finding that connection with others, it's connecting with others, whether it's for manifestation purposes or whether it's emotional support services. It's reaching out and connecting with others and having that human connection, feeling that human connection, because we are all one on an energetic basis, on an energetic level. Of course, technology kind of disconnects us, which I feel it has a darker purpose to it, but we won't go down that road today. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 1? What else is coming up for pile 1? Okay, rainbow. And you know that perfectly aligns, because we have these darker clouds, we have the rain, kind of looks like sadness, and here we have fear. And I talked about sadness, anger, those lower frequency vibrations. But yet after a storm, there always comes a rainbow. And what do we have right here? We have the darkness down below and the rainbow above. That's, you know, they're right next to each other, perfect alignment. You have the challenges and then come the blessings. So that's just a reminder that whatever you're going through, there is a rainbow on the other side. So keep the faith, keep your attention focused on gratitude, and just know that whatever you're going through, whatever challenges you have this week, are to put you on the right path or to help you learn lessons that are important for you. Maybe karmic lessons that you need, maybe something like that. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 1? Any more messages, guides? Okay, I'm seeing yellow, and that to me always signifies empowerment. Shooting star. Things are going to take off. And you know, I was seeing yellow. I was seeing that empowerment. And the message here is, if you empower yourself through these situations, your life is going to take off like you never thought could be done. You're going to be put into a position where things are fast-paced, things are fast-moving, things are going, it's like, you know, the fear sucks out so much of our energy. We put so much energy of ours into these lower vibrational frequencies. Yet when we replenish those chakras, we replenish that energy, replenish that frequency, then we can be in the place that we're supposed to be in. We can align with our soul's path. And so the empowerment energy that I'm feeling is putting you in the place for your life to start moving, for your life to take off again. Okay. Okay, I'm going to move everything up a little bit. I had to change my camera around. I hate that this light is here, but we'll get some more. Okay. What else is going on for pile 1? What else is going on for pile 1? Okay, be present. Okay, we'll take this card. Oh, look at that. The empowerment card right there. Yep, I just haven't pulled it yet. That's exactly what I was feeling. Okay, past, present, and future. So for some of you, you're holding on to the past, or you're focused too much on the future and you're not being in the present, living in the now. Okay, I have to say I am extremely guilty of doing that. Sorry, I just need some water. So yeah, I'm terrible at that. So I get that. What other energy? So if you find yourself focusing too much on the past or the future, this is where your gratitude lies. What are you grateful for right in the present? And it aligns perfectly being under this card. It's what are you currently grateful for? Look at that and feel that. And I don't want to talk about too much about myself, but I am in that place right now. I injured my knee, and I'm going through this cleanse for some really chronic illness issues. So I'm in a very miserable place, and I'm kind of stuck, and I can't move, and I can't do much. And I've been focusing on my next deck of cards, and I've been focusing on my magazine, but I haven't really been focusing on the now and being in the present and spending time with my family and my kids. And so That's just a reminder, be in the present this week. Do whatever you can to be in the now, to, if you have to do stuff for the future, then, don't put all your energy, don't miss out on the now for working on the future. And if things are coming up from your past, let them be in the past. Don't bring that energy forward into the now. And that's kind of aligning with the the energy of empowerment, because that is empowering yourself to let go of things that no longer serve you. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, that wants to come out. Winds of change. Well, that aligns with the storm. We were talking about the rainbow coming after the storm, and we have the fear, and we have the black and the white, the challenges going on. Things are going to get... So the winds of change, it's a tornado. Things come in and things get stirred up. And that's exactly what eclipse season does. That's exactly the purpose of eclipses. To come in and say, okay, what are we going to turn up in so-and-so's life because they're not on the right path, or this is not good for them. Maybe like I talked about earlier, we're talking about the job. Maybe there's a job that you're in and you don't want to lose it, because then your sense of security is gone, and you're not going to be able to support your family. But that job is sucking the life out of you. It is causing you mental stress, mental strain. This could be the same for a friendship or a friend group or a relationship. Whatever the case, this storm is coming in to say, hey, this isn't right for you. We've given you the chance to release it yourself and you haven't. So now we're going to do it for you. So this is kind of serious energy saying, okay, now it's time. You have to let it go. It has to be gone from your life. And so that's what things are happening this week. You're getting a shakeup. And that aligns because the first eclipse is September 7th. And if you're, seeing this at a later time, obviously it doesn't apply to you, but you're still in some kind of this energy where you're getting a shakeup. Okay, we have collaborate. That kind of works with the connect, with helping, people helping each other. People working on a project together, or something that's sweet. Something, they're honey, and it's something that's sweet, something that you love doing. Maybe this is going out and having, a good time with friends, or it could be a project. Maybe this is like a pet project that you've been doing, but now it's time to bring in people who can help you, or the people that are passionate about this as well. Maybe it's in your job, or, maybe that's how you're going to meet friends. Maybe that's how you're going to create a new friend group, is that you work on something together, and your friend group is going to expand, and you're going to align with these friends because your heart is going into this passion project. You love this project. You love what you're doing. And so that's when you're going to be attracting the people that you align with on an energetic level. That feels very good. But there's some shakeup. There's some challenges, but man, there's some really good things going on for you this week, pile one. Okay, what do we have? One last card. One last card. One last card for pile one, guys. What do we have? Okay, that one wants to come out. Storm. Didn't I just tell you? Yep. 78 cards in the deck. And I have talked about a storm all the way through, and that's our last card, storm. But that's okay, because the storm comes in to shake things up, and that's exactly what this is. It's winds of change. Things are blowing in to change things up for you, to take away, see that umbrella? That was kind of like their protective, you have the rain, you have your umbrella, that's your protective cover, that's your safe zone. That is actually what your ego does. The ego, it's funny, we have the same colors here, kind of the reddish, and then we have the bluish, and we have the red and the blue, the ego and the soul. the soul is coming in to get rid of this ego energy. It's like, okay, come on, let go of it. You don't need it any longer. It needs to be let go of. The energy isn't right. This is continuing to hurt you. This ego. Our ego is to protect us. And so the ego isn't a bad thing. It's there, put in place to protect us. But what the ego does is it holds on to all of the things, all of the bad things that have happened to us, all of our fears, all of our neurotic ideas, everything. Like, it holds on to all of that, and it just kind of compiles it and compiles it and compiles it until you're at the point where, like, you're afraid to do anything. You want to stay in your teeny tiny little box that has been built by your ego. But that does nothing to help you align with your soul. You came into this life to go do and see and be and get your light out there into the world, but your ego has you now into this teeny tiny little spot that you can't do any of what your soul is wanting you to do. And so the storm is coming in to get rid of that ego stuff. It's getting, like, shaking that box. It's breaking down that box. And I see they're showing me like a teeny tiny person or a person in a teeny tiny box where they can't move, but that storm is coming in and the box is getting all wet. And you know how cardboard just kind of dissolves in water, or it it loses its shape and its form, and so it's kind of falling down around you. And so your safe zone, your ego built box, is your safe zone, or it has been your safe zone. And this storm's coming in to shake it up and say, nope, you've got to get rid of that box. You are here for a purpose, and you being in that little box is not helping you. And so this storm that is coming this week is all to shake things up, to help you get out of your box and live like this beautiful, light aligned life that you've been too afraid to live. Okay, where are we at? We're about 25 minutes. So I'm going to wrap it up there. But hopefully this aligns. Hopefully this resonates and makes sense. Please let me know if it resonated with you. If you have any questions, leave that in the comment box below. If you like this reading, please hit that like button. And if you would like to see more of my readings, please click the subscribe button and hit that notification icon, and so you're notified when I post new content. Okay, I am sending you lots of love. Be sure to watch for my upcoming eclipse reading, because we have the eclipse coming up in about a week. And so I'm going to do a pick a card reading for that energy to see what you align with, and hopefully that'll help you through the first eclipse. The second eclipse is September 21st. So we also have the equinox. We have a ton of energy happening this month, ton of things going on. It's quite the roller coaster. So I'm sending you lots of love, Pile 1, and I will see you in the future. Hello, Pile 2. You picked the Flow card. Before we get into it, if you are interested in learning more about this deck, please let me know. This is my personal oracle deck. I created this. This is just one printed edition. I didn't like the printer, and so I haven't printed anymore. I'm still looking for a better printer. But I am using them. The digital version is available if you would like to check that out. I will leave the link in the description box below. Also, this month this month a new issue of my magazine is out. I produce a magazine called Lotus Moon. It was my pet project about 10 years ago. I quit to have my daughter. I am just getting back into it. I have the September edition, which I posted yesterday, and I will start putting out links later today. And I have last month's edition for August. So there's lots of information in both of those. This edition is going to be focused on light and dark. As we move into the equinox, we have a lot of shadow and light energy coming up, especially as we're going through eclipse season right now. So there's a lot of really good information in the magazine, articles about light and shadow, articles about Maybon, There is a zodiac reading, which includes channeled messages from the divine, as well as horoscope insight into the eclipse season. So tons of information. I will leave the link to my magazine in the description box below as well. I am looking for features for the article. So if you do something interesting that's related to spirituality, card readers, or you lead a healing circle or anything like that, please let me know. I would love to find some people to feature. Okay, so we are doing something different this week. We are going to have our main card, and then we are going to go with a challenge. We're also going to pull up our card for challenges for the week and blessings for the week. So we have flow. Let's go with challenge. Challenge. Okay. Lightworker is challenge. Okay, what is our blessing for the week? Oh. I don't know. I'm just going to go with that one. Okay. Being in the flow. So that's your main energy for the week, is being in the flow. Being in the flow of energy. And we have some strange energy coming at you. We do have some challenges. Like I said, it is eclipse season. We have our first eclipse coming up in about a week. And so the energy is kind of funky right now. There's the universe is really coming in to shake things up in our lives. It's really focusing on getting rid of things that don't align for our highest good and putting us on a path that things that aligned with our soul, things that our soul wanted to accomplish in this life. So there's going to be challenges coming up. There's going to be karma needing to be dealt with. There's going to be fears that are needing to be faced. There's all sorts of things. But let's see, the flow. I'm feeling just go with the flow. Roll with the punches. That's what they're saying. Roll with the punches. Because you have all these challenges. You're going to have some highs. You're going to have some lows. And it's funny because in my magazine, I created the article Cosmic Coaster, which is all about the eclipse energy and like it's roller coaster ups and downs. This is actually absolutely what I'm feeling right here in this flow, is that you're going to have the highs, you're going to have the lows. Just go with it. And it's not the time to try to control or try to make things work for you. It's all about feeling through your energy, feeling through your emotions. And they're trying to bring you online. So even though this is a challenge, this is in the challenge position, the light worker you're going through the challenges in order to align with your light worker self, okay? And this is not necessarily specifically a light worker. Basically what I'm saying is light workers, you are putting your light out into the world, whether that's healing, you're a healer, whether that's simply you being a person that has a lot of light and you're just out in the world doing your thing. It's different for everyone. And, for some of us, we have a very divine spiritual purpose, but for some people, just being happy and living in their light is what brings light to the world. And, you could be a Reiki master, you could be an artist, you could be a teacher. There's so many different possibilities, but it's standing in your light. And that is what this card is meaning. It's shaking things up in your life right now. The challenges that are coming are to put you in alignment with your divine path and what your soul is needing and wanting. Okay, so we got this hidden gems, and yet again, I have a magazine an article in my magazine called Shimmers in the Light, and that is how to find your hidden gifts within your shadow. And see, these are buried, and it's buried under this flow of water. And this flow of water right here, it's under this boat, like deep down. That's where you're going to find stuff. But this flow of water, like it's this boat sitting on the ocean, but it's also this flow. So underneath the flow, when you go with the flow, when you allow the energy to move through you and you move with the energy, that's where you're going to find your gifts. It's not controlling. It's not forcing things to happen for you. It is being in the flow of things. And for those of you who may be, very impatient, I'm right there with you. I get it. absolutely maddening at times to just move with the flow. And I will tell you, the universe has put me in that spot. I had to step back from my career of 15 years. And then I hurt my knee, and so now I'm waiting for knee surgery, and it has been a month. Of course, my birthday month, August, and everything fell apart, and it's just the universe telling me, you need to step back, you need to surrender. And going with the flow is a message for you, pile 2, to surrender, to take a step back and allow things to move through you. Sorry, my picture. I have a picture against the wall that I need to get hung, and it just moved. So that distracted me. Sorry. Anyway, it's all about moving with the energy, letting the energy move through you, flowing with the energy. You can see this person's trying to paddle up the stream, and that's not what your guides are suggesting for you this week, pile 2. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 2? What else is coming up for pile 2? Okay, 2 cards came out. You know what? I got that card earlier, and I put it back in because I was just shuffling after moving on from pile 1, but that card popped out. So that is definitely divine. Okay, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get rid of your mask. Okay, and this is the purple back is telling me that in order for you to get to this place of being a light worker, you have to remove your mask. You have to remove the artificial pretenses that you have on your life. Now, this could be a mask you put on for other people. It could be a mask that you actually believe is real. But especially coming out with this song, its voice, it's all about authenticity. It's this bird is finally able to come through the barrier of societal norms and what we believe and what we think based on what we have been taught. It's programming. It's the programming. And this bird is breaking through the programming. And that is what you need to do. You need to find your way through the programming and get to who you genuinely are. You have to get to your authentic divine self. And that's going to be incredibly, incredibly important for you this week. And it's through empowerment. When you empower yourself to think and to feel and to be who you naturally are, when you empower yourself, your authenticity gets stronger. Your voice gets stronger. You get louder. And it could be physically louder, but just your energy becomes louder. Okay, you step into your light. And that is what you are being asked to do this week, to step into your light, speak your voice, be authentically you, whoever that is. Take the mask off. Let the preconceived notions of who you think you should be fall away. That is what you're being asked to do. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 2? You know, you're getting some messages this week. Your third eye is opening, and it just, for some reason, looking at my amethyst over here, the information come in, that third eye, and it's funny because you have this peacock feather almost in your third eye, and that turquoise in that position. Now, I always see everyone's different. Oh, look, control. You know what? This came out earlier. This card came out earlier. And look, it's right underneath flow. This popped out with this one when I was shuffling. This is so meant to be out here, and that's what I was at. That was the card I was actually seeing when I was talking about the controller earlier, and here it is. Anyway, so we have this third eye, and I always see the third eye chakra as purple, and then the crown chakra is white. A lot of people do not see it that way. That's fine. We see energy differently, and that's fine. But a lot of people do see it as like the third eye is kind of like a turquoise or teal color. And so that's this is another message. Is there so much? Your third eye is coming online. You're able to see, to feel. Your clairs are coming online too this week. So pay attention. And by getting out of control, releasing this control, and just kind of surrendering to the universe and letting things go, you're going to more easily be able to accept the clairs that are coming online. So if you can see, if you're hearing strange things, And this is especially important. So when you wake up in the morning, now this is something that I've been doing, and my guides are having me tell you this because this may be something that's a really good activity for you to do. So I set my alarm about 15 minutes before I actually have to get up. And so what I do is I tend not to go back to sleep. When I'm awake, I'm generally awake. So it's going to depend for each one of you. Maybe this is like 15 minutes before you go to bed or something like that. But it's best in the morning because you have that alpha wave energy in the morning where you're still kind of in a state of sleep and your brain isn't really online. And you have these visions, or you have these feelings, or you can hear. Your clairs are very online when you're in this alpha wave energy. And so if you can do something like that this week, there's even if you have a lunch break, there's actually alpha wave frequencies, music on YouTube that maybe you can listen to for like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And you can get into that kind of alpha wave flow, just shut everything down and see what comes through. So that's very strong for you this week with your clairs coming in, okay? And so this control is all about releasing control. Be in the flow instead of going upstream against the flow. Do not put your life in this position where you're trying to puppeteer it, okay? Take a step back. Just if you feel yourself starting to control, just visualize yourself being a puppeteer and be like, okay, I'm putting the puppets down. I'm walking. I'm stepping back. I'm not going to do that this week. Okay, hang tight, sir. Water. Okay. What else is coming up for pile 2? You know what's funny too? What's coming through is these hidden gems that we talked about. If you're looking for them, that's not where you're going to find them. They're going to pop up when you least expect it. So don't go looking for them. They'll come out when they're ready. Okay. Your story. You know what? I got this card for pile 1 too. So if you align with pile 1, that might resonate with you. Success is jumping out at me, maybe because it's right next to the orange of this, but success is jumping out to me. You need to find your success. This is all about writing your story and creating your story, but something about success and control. Your success, you know what? Your success is not where you're looking for it. It's somewhere else. You're going to find success when you follow your heart. You're trying to control your success. You're trying to control what you do and how you're successful. You have something in your mind. It's a picture in your mind, and that picture is not accurate. There's something about that picture that is not accurate. That picture came from somewhere, like the perfection. It came from your parents, came from society. Maybe you saw something as a child that wasn't real. It came from a facade. Okay, and you know what? This is perfect. They're showing me. So I'm creating a new deck of cards. And I'm not going to go in too much into it, but one of the cards is about a fake facade. It's like, like it's on a stage. You see this beautiful set on a stage, and maybe it's this beautiful house or this beautiful building or something like that. But what's behind it? Just boards, because it's not real. It's on a stage. It's fake. And it feels like that's what you're chasing. Something that is not real. You have this picture in your mind of something that's perfect, but it's not perfect for you, or it's not real. It's not tangible. Maybe it's something you saw something years ago on social media and you're like, that's what I want. I want that. But what's behind the pictures, the pretty pictures in that person's life, is nothing close to that. So be careful where you're looking for success, because the information backing it is not reality. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 2? Okay, 2 more popped out. We have ancestors and word. Oh, now it's getting, I'm so sorry. I've been too into the reading, and now my picture is all blown out. Let's see if I can change this. Okay, so I took away my light earlier because it was distracting, so we're going to try this. Okay, you have the ring. Sorry. I need to find some other lighting source that's better for this, but okay, at least it's not all blown out. Anyway, so I'm really sorry if these cards were all blown out for a while. So we have ancestors and we have words. With the ancestors, your ancestors are guiding you. You know, it is not happenstance that I put this card. I mean, I didn't do it on purpose, but now that I'm looking at them, these are meant to be placed right here. I don't know why. That's just what's coming through. There's differences. We have the different colors. Your ancestors are here with you. You know what? There's different ancestors want different things. So we have a red. There's like love and abundance and fun. You have all these wants and needs coming through from your ancestors. There's ancestral karma. You're working through ancestral karma. Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay. There's things that your ancestors were not able to accomplish in their lives. There's things that they wanted to accomplish. And when they moved on to the afterlife, that energy of failure is the first thing that come to mind. And it's not really, I hate to use failure, but that's what's coming through. So I'll just go with it. Maybe they felt like a failure when they passed away because they didn't have these certain things. Maybe they didn't live a fun life. Maybe they lived a life without happiness. Maybe they didn't have any abundance or joy in their life or magic. And so that energy carried through into the afterlife as karma. And so you are working through karma. You are working through energy that is kind of kept your family, generational karma, in kind of a holding pattern because of this karma. I am going to get more information on this specifically, and I think it's going to be different for each one of you because, I mean, we all have so many different families, but let's see what comes up. Okay, no, I got those in the last reading. Let's just give me something different, guys. Ancestors and karma. What is coming up for ancestors and karma? More information on that, please. Heart chakra. Yeah, it's interesting because we have all the hearts in here. Aligning with your heart chakra. You know what? Okay, that's it. It's not specific. It's not specific at all. When you follow your heart, that's when you're going to break the karma. Because all of these people, they each wanted something different for themselves. They each wanted something specific that they wanted to follow their heart, but they didn't. I mean, obviously, our history, there's things that just couldn't happen. Now, in the state of our world, we do have the freedom to follow our heart a lot of the time. And that's what they're saying, is that when you follow your heart, when you do what you love, when you do what you're passionate about, that's when you're going to break the karma of all of your ancestors not being able to follow their heart. There's the trick right there. Your karma. Your karma, family karma is broken when you follow your heart. Okay, perfect. Release. Words. Okay, moving on. Words. The words that you say to yourself, you know, a lot of these words are coming from karma, or coming from the past karma. It's coming forth like you're a failure. You know, you're not good enough. It's a lot of self-worth. I'm feeling that karmic energy being passed over because of the failures that your ancestors were not able to, or the things that they weren't able to accomplish, so they felt that failure. And that self-worth has kind of been passed down to you. When you're able to release expectations, that's when you're going to be in a state of flow, and that's when you're going to be in your happy place. That's when you're going to feel joy and love and be passionate about your soul work. that's when you're going to step into your gifts. Okay, what else is coming up for... Oh, no, that's way too many cards. Okay, pile 2. What else is coming up for pile 2, guys? What else is coming up for pile 2? Oh, and they're all falling. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 2? Anything else for pile 2? Maybe your reading is done. We still have a couple more minutes. I'd like to pull one more out. Okay, we'll just go with those. Okay, these were the exact same cards that I pulled for pile 1. They were not, these were actually for pile 1. This, for pile 1, the challenge was fear, and the blessing was black and white. And that's funny. You know, if you came here from pile 1, that would make sense. Or if you don't feel you're in this space yet, you might go listen to pile 1, because it feels like this is the follow-on from pile 1. It feels like there's a lot of shadow energy that needs to be worked through, but it doesn't, I don't feel like you're in that shadow energy place. I feel like, yes, you're going to have challenges this week, but it's not going to be like this black and white shadow phase. So I'm getting there are some challenges. There are some ego-based things that you're working through. Just be careful of your fears. If they're, just don't fall into the trap of your fears dragging you down, or you're making your fears a reality. That's what's coming through. Okay, so we have like these 3D glasses. You know, this is kind of energetic as it is in a movie theater. You know, you have the 3D glasses. You know what 3D glasses do. So everything comes in 2D, they come out 3D. There's so much bright. And this is seeing the world. It's like a change in perspective. Seeing the world as black and white, well, that's not actually what it is. It is a multitude of colors and energy, and there's physical and spiritual, and it's very complex. And when we see things from a perspective of fear, it's kind of like seeing things from this black and white 2D aspect. And so you're being asked to look at your life from the spiritual standpoint, not just the black and white standpoint of what's in the physical, because there's so much more going on for you. And so if you're seeing just the fear side, just the black and white side, just the low vibrational side, then you're not going to see all the magic and opportunities that are opening up to you as we move through the ups and downs of eclipse season. Okay, let's see if there's one more card that pops out. Let's see if there's one more card. One more card. Anything else for pile 2, guys? I'm getting a lot of really strong heart energy, and I think it's from what we talked about, the heart chakra. Okay, this popped out. Forgiveness. This is feeling like forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for what you didn't know, for things you didn't do. Forgiving yourself. And that, you know, that aligns with these words right here. If you, yeah, it's funny, we have failure right there, and I kept hearing failure over here. Forgiving yourself for the things that you didn't accomplish, or that you didn't do, or maybe you have these expectations for yourself and you have not reached them. You need to forgive yourself and let them go, because that's not aligned. They're not aligned. So you didn't accomplish it because you weren't meant to accomplish it, and you were blocked. You didn't succeed in certain ways, and that was the control. That was you trying to exert control over your future, but your soul is the one in control, not your ego self, not your human limited self. Your soul is control, and that's not where your soul intended you to go. And so you didn't succeed, and so you have these lingering things. I don't know whether they're resentments or sadness or whatever it is. But it's lingering in your energy, and those need to be forgiven and released so you can move on. Okay, that is it for pile 2. I'm going to leave this here. Please pay attention to my channel for the eclipse readings that I'm going to do. Like I said, the first eclipse of September is about a week away, and then we have September 21st, but we also have the equinox. So there's some crazy, crazy energy this month. So don't forget to check out, if you like this deck, check out the digital deck in the description box below, as well as the September edition of Lotus Moon. If you like this reading, please hit that like button. If you would like to see more of my readings, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification icon so you are notified when I post new content. I'm sending you all so much love, and I will see you back here soon for more readings. Hello, pile 3. You picked the Moonlight card. I'm sorry about the light. It's really bright outside, and I just have a ring light, so I need to find something a little better that doesn't make this irritating to look at, but we'll just go with it today. Before I get started, the deck I'm using today is my personal oracle deck. I've printed off one copy of it just to see how it turned out, and I don't like how it was printed, so I'm still looking for a printer. But until these are printed, you can find my deck in digital form. I will leave the link to that below, and you can download it and check it out for yourself. And if you know of a good printer, if anyone has done oracle cards before and you know of a good printer, please let me know. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. This is pile 3, so I've already done the other 2 readings, and I'm really full of energy right now, so I can't talk. My brain has kind of taken over. One more thing is I have a pet project. It is called Lotus Moon Magazine. I started it about 10 years ago, but stopped because I had my daughter, and I got that going again last month. So I have an August edition, and I just posted my September edition last night. I'm going to start publishing or getting out information about that link and such. So if you're interested, it's a lot of really good articles about shadow and light. As we go into the equinox season, we have, the light and the dark. There's a lot of really good issues or articles about the shadow. I have some articles about Mabon, and there's some feng shui. There's a really good article about the roller coaster of emotions of the eclipse season that we are in the midst of. We have our first eclipse about a week away from today. So we have that coming up. We have another eclipse on September 21st, and then we have the equinox. So there's all sorts of crazy energy going on this month. So if you're interested in more information about that, the article is in there, as well as my monthly zodiac readings for each of the zodiac signs, with a little addition for each zodiac about the 2 eclipses. So tons of really good information. I think I have like 74 pages in the magazine, so there's a lot to look at. If you're interested, that information or the link to the magazine will be in the description box below as well. Okay, so let's get started. You have the Moonlight card. I'm doing something a little bit different for this week. I am going to also pick a challenge card and a blessings card to see where the energy goes. So, what is our challenge for pile 3? What is our challenge? Okay, walled heart. What is our blessing for pile 3? What is our blessing for pile 3 for this week? Weekly blessing for pile 3. Okay, we have 2 cards. Okay, we'll go with these. Third eye chakra and solar plexus chakra. Cool. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay, so your challenge is a walled heart. So when we have a walled heart, it's all about protecting ourselves. We've gone through some stuff in our lives. We've had traumas. We've had heartbreak. We've had just some difficult things. And to protect ourselves, our ego has basically shut off our emotions. We have shut off our emotions. Because when you shut off the bad things, you also shut off the good things. Their emotions are not, they're not compartmentalized. They're all together. So you have the good with the bad. And so when you shut off one, you shut off all of them. So you're operating without a full set of emotions. Your heart is kind of blocked too. And the important thing about your heart is that your heart is your voice of your soul. What comes through your heart is energy and your voice and your desires that are coming directly from your soul. And we have this Moonlight card. Look, we have the green. The green is the heart chakra. That represents the heart chakra. We have the heart there. And then we have the darkness behind her. And we have this light, this energy that's coming through from the moonlight, the femininity. And this card is all about feminine energy. It's kind of like magical. And when I created this card, my vision was of witches dancing naked under the full moon. It's feminine energy. It's beautiful. It's magical. You're communicating with the moon's energy. And the moon has feminine energy to it, whereas the sun has more masculine energy. And with these eclipses coming up, that is very, very aligned. We have this September 7th is a lunar eclipse, whereas the September 21st is a solar eclipse. So this lunar eclipse energy is going to be very, very powerful. And as I'm posting this, I'll be posting this for September 1st. Within the next week, you will have that eclipse going on. So you have this very, very divine feminine energy. It doesn't matter if you're a male or female. This is just feminine energy. It's our softer side. It's our emotional side. It's our kind of like the watery flow of Cancer versus the masculine mental flow of like a Leo or a sun sign, Aries, something like that. So we have this very, very soft energy coming in, and then it's going to be kind of rain down upon us during this lunar eclipse. And so this is going to help us. This feminine energy is going to help us unearth or kind of take the chains off of this heart. You can see the heart is all chained up. But you have on the other side of this wall, you have all this magic. You have the upper chakras. See? So I don't know if you can really see it, but you have the lower three chakras here. Those are your more physical chakras. But when we get to the heart, and the upper chakras, that's what's more aligned with the divine. And our ego self is the lower, more physical chakras. And that's what we have locked down. That's what you have locked down, pile 3. You've locked down those things for safety, for your emotional safety. But you're being asked to release the chains, break the chains with this incoming flux of feminine energy, and being able to release and feel your emotions. You desperately need to work through your emotions. And this is what's coming through next as your blessing, is that during this time of very feminine energy, during this eclipse energy, you're going to be getting more downloads, and you're going to be seeing things. You might be hearing things. And this kind of aligns with pile 2. So if you resonate with pile 2, you might want to listen to that one. But your clair energy, your light worker energy, your spiritual powers are coming online during this time, during this upcoming eclipse and the eclipse season in general. Empowering yourself to follow those desires, to follow your heart, is what is going to put you where you need to be. And that is your blessing for this week. So the blessing is coming through as very strong guidance, kind of like the universe and your guides stepping in, your soul stepping in very strongly to point you to seeing things, to noticing things, to hearing things, to feeling things, and empowering yourself to chase after those things. And when you chase after those things, you might be put kind of in an emotional state to where you are forced to break down this wall. Let's see what else comes up in the reading. But that's the first bit of energy that I'm seeing and feeling coming through, is you're kind of like, the challenges that arise this week are for your highest good. They're to break down that wall. And that's what you're needing to overcome. You're actually kind of needing to overcome the wall. And you're going to do that through your heart and chasing your passions. Chasing what you desire. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 3? Hang tight, I need some water. Okay, what else is coming through for pile 3? Okay, hang tight. Okay, I am back. I just realized that I did not turn on my microphone before I started any of the readings today. So it's finally on now, but you might notice that the sound is very different. I'm so sorry about that. I'm obviously not just completely here today. Anyway, we're back. Okay, so let's pull some more cards for you, pile 3. Let's see, what else? What is going on for pile 3 this week, guys? What is going on for pile 3? Okay. So we have the emotions. I'm picking up a really strong Cancer energy for you, pile 3. Okay. Manifest carousel. So carousel is all about karma. It's energy that is circling like a carousel, round and round and round. And you get off, you get on. But it's all kind of the same energy. You go up and you go down. And so you're dealing with some karma right here. And it feels like what you've been trying to manifest has been blocked because of karma. And I get this feeling like you're depressed, you're frustrated because you don't feel like your life is going anywhere. But it's stuck energy, it's releasing energy. And moving through these emotions is going to help you release stuff. Okay, it's like you have these thoughts in your mind and you really, really want it. You really, really want to make something happen, or a bunch of things happen in your life, and you feel like you just can't get anywhere. Same with it's going round and round and round the carousel. It's like there's movement, but it's like the same movement. You circling back. It's like, you get lost in forest. You're like, okay, I've seen that tree before, and I'm seeing that tree again and again. Why am I going in circles? That's the energy that I'm feeling right now. But it feels like this coming eclipse season is going to help you release that energy. Okay, let's see. What else is coming up? Pile 3. You're being shown things. Look in the mirror. These mirrors are standing out to me. Oh my gosh, this is the card I was just thinking about before I flipped it over. Yep, this is exactly it. Okay. It's not so much judgment, but what this is your life is a reflection of what is inside of you. So the universe is basically showing you in these challenges, they're like, this is what you need to let go of. This is what you need to heal. This is what you need to fix. This is the thing inside of you that is stuck and broken. And I don't like to talk too much about myself, but they're showing me this, so sorry. I have been cursed, like on my birthday, for the last 11 years. Every birthday, something bad happens. It all started when the night of my birthday 11 years ago, I had an allergic reaction and my throat started closing up. So I had to go to the hospital. And then the next year I woke up on my birthday and my son was like projectile vomiting everywhere. And it's just been something every single year. 2 years ago, I had to go to the ER because I had an edema in my eye. God, I can't even remember what it was last year, but this year, the week before my birthday, I destroyed my ACL in my knee, and now I have to have knee surgery. So it's like this curse, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing what it is inside of myself. But the message here is kind of like that, is like your life is falling apart, or you're stuck, or there's so many problems in the outside of your life, but you have to realize that that is a reflection of your inside. What is it inside that is causing all these problems on the outside? And so you see this person, you can see that in other people as well. You have this outside influence. This outside influence could be people, or it could be just your life in general. But you see people in your life, situations in your life are mirroring back to you what you have to fix within yourself. And so that is what you're being asked. It's related to karma. Because this blue is just standing out to me. This is karma, and so this could be past lives that the energy has carried over. So now you have to try to fix that energy, and it's showing up in ways in your life or in other people. I really hope that makes sense, but it's really important to fix that energy. Otherwise, you'll be like me, and I still can't figure it out, and you'll like have issues for years. So at this point, it's just comedy, but it's also maddening because I can't figure it out. That's what happens. I can read for other people, but I can't see inside my own life. Anyway, what is next for pile 3? Okay. Surrender. Look at all these rainbow colors. Surrender to the energy that's coming in. Surrender to your solar plexus chakra. Surrender to, I talk a lot about following your heart and doing what's in your heart. But this week, you are going to be empowered to do stuff. And it's obviously different for everyone. Whatever you're empowered, you're just going to feel something in your body. I'm feeling it now. You're going to have like a vision in your head. You're going to have this feeling that you just want to do something. Okay? There's something that, and it resonates with your soul, and that's why it's just kind of vibrating within you. Surrender to that energy and allow your body to follow it. Allow your mind to follow it. Allow yourself to explore that. Okay? Another example about me, I recently started a new deck of cards, and I'm into like card 20 something after a couple of days, and just it's because it's this energy. I have this divinely guided idea and thought, and I've been empowered to do it. Do that, because you're going to be able to accomplish so much in a short period of time, because it is soul guided. It is divinely guided. Yep. Okay. We'll move on. My thoughts are too jumbled at this point. And I apologize. After I do several readings, I just start getting very, there's just too much energy, and it's great energy, but there's just so much. My brain, my human physical limitations can't sort it out very quickly. So, okay, what else is coming up for pile 3? Fear. We have had this in all 3 readings. We've had fear in all 3 readings. And that is what is coming to the surface. That is what the eclipse energy is coming in to shake up. It wants to get rid of those fears for you. And those fears are all ego-based. And those fears are, the darker energies of this world trying to keep you away from your light. And that's what it is. See? Like, you have this dark energy, this dark cloud, and it's sucking away your strength and your power. And each one of your chakras is a form of light and its strength. And that creates the whole you. If you know anything, about light theory, white light is made up of all of the rainbow of colors. And so if you're missing these colors, if you're missing the energy from each of your chakras, you are not going to fully be online with your spiritual light. And you need that. That's part of your soul's purpose, is to have that light. That's how you function and you're on your spiritual level. That's how your soul illuminates yourself in this world, and on your, your spiritual light path is through this light. And when you have this darker energy, these low vibrations sucking out the different chakras, the different energies of each of your chakras, then that's when you lose the ability to shine your light. And so look into your fears this month. That is very, very strong. If fears come up, listen to them. To the point, don't follow necessarily, and let them overpower you, but realize what the hell your fear is. Sorry. I don't want to be, I'm getting a little emotional, and I don't want to swear because YouTube might censor it, but figure out what the heck it is. Figure out what that fear is telling you to do or telling you not to do, and overcome it. Okay? Like maybe if you have a fear of public speaking, but your soul path is to speak, is to be someone who stands up in front of crowds and spouts this information that you have, that shows your light, that shines your light in some way, shape, or form. But fear is keeping you held back and away from that spotlight to dim your light. This week, this month, through the eclipse season, really allow the energy of the fear to come through so you can figure out what it is. What are you afraid of? And then overcome it. Okay. What else is coming up for pile 3? Reflection. Yeah, same thing right here. Same thing. It's the mirror shining back to you. You're seeing, in this regard, the energy that's actually coming through is you're seeing other people having lives, but you're not seeing that you're capable of having that for yourself. Okay. Give me one more description card for this, guys. The words, the sun coming through, and the sun is setting. Like for some of you, you might feel that the sun is setting on your life. Like you've missed out on opportunities, and like you haven't been worthy. It's interesting because it comes right underneath the manifestation card, and we talked about you having trouble manifesting, you feeling stuck and feeling things that, like, you're not failing necessarily, but you're not accomplishing, that your life is not going where you want it to go. And then the same, like the sun is setting on these opportunities, but that's never the case. Look at that. Empowerment and rewards. Look, that's yellow. When you empower yourself to be uniquely you, and again, we have the solar plexus chakra up here. We have the star, and we have the star of empowerment. When you empower yourself to be authentically you and go after what you want, that's when the rewards are going to come in. That's when you're going to see those wonderful gifts coming into your life, and you're winning. And it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. It doesn't matter what you thought you were supposed to do. You win. You succeed when you're joyously following your path, your divine path. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 3? Okay, these might be the last 2 cards. Words. It's funny because we have the words, I am worthy. Look at your words. Your words are fear-based. That's what's coming through. The words that you tell yourself, pay attention to how you talk to yourself. Okay? If you drop a glass in your kitchen and you're like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. It's those type of instances that are based in fear and keeping you stuck, keeping you in a place of, what's the right word? I can't find the right word for it. Anyway, so it's keeping you held back, basically. So find your look at things. Okay, so this is all about looking at things with rose-colored glasses, looking at things with love and compassion. When you're able to look at your life with compassion, like for the things that you haven't accomplished yet, you know, we go over to this manifest card. You haven't accomplished something, and instead of, you know, telling yourself you're a failure, you're useless, you know, you're not worthy or deserving of those things, have compassion for yourself. You're not incapable of accomplishing those things. Right now, you're stuck because of karma. You're stuck because of your emotions. You're stuck because of your beliefs held from past lifetimes that have carried over. When you allow your emotions, and that's why it's really important, we talked about allowing the emotions to flow, and especially going into the first lunar eclipse. Allow the emotions. When you work through those emotions, that's going to release them. Those emotions are stuck. And when you move through the emotions, that's when they're released. As you move through the emotions, you're going to feel the stuck energy starting to lessen, and things will start moving. And you might be stuck because of ideas and things like that, but when that stuck energy kind of begins to flow and release and things start moving again, that's when you're going to get these downloaded ideas from the divine. And you're going to feel this empowerment to go after and do what you want and what makes you happy and what brings you joy. And that's when you're going to see the rewards. That's when you're going to be able to manifest. That's when you're going to see prosperity and success and all the things that you want in your life. But right now, you need to surrender to your emotions. Release that walled heart. Look at yourself with compassion and love. The fear that's in you is creating these negative words that you're telling yourself. That you're useless, or that you're a failure, or that you're not good enough, or that you don't deserve this. It's the fear that's coming up to tell you those words. When you can push love at that fear, love energy is always stronger than fear. It's a higher vibration. When you put that higher vibration on fear, fear slinks away. And I don't know where it is, but I have my love armor card somewhere in here, and it's like an armor of love. And I'm not gonna spend too much time looking at it, but anyway. Oh, there it is. The love armor. Love is your armor from fear. Love is too high of a frequency for fear to thrive. It's kind of like sugar and bacteria. Bacteria thrive on sugar, but when you remove the sugar, I mean, it's not quite the same thing, but I don't know why that popped up in my head. Maybe that resonates with someone, but when you, fear feeds off of negativity and sadness and those low vibrational energy. So sugar is a low vibration. Bacteria is a low vibration. When you can come in and get rid of the sugar, then you have that higher vibration. Fear can't survive. The bacteria can't survive. And that's what that is. Okay. I think that's it for today. I hope this resonated with you. I hope this made sense. I'm so sorry about the issues with my microphone. I'm having all sorts of issues. My microphone's messed up, and then the last reading, the light was all screwed up. So I don't know. Challenges, maybe some of my challenges for the eclipse season. Anyway, I'm sending you guys all so much love. If you like this reading, please hit that like button. If you'd like to see more of my readings, hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you are notified when I post new content. Pay attention to my channel because I will have the eclipse readings coming up soon, so you know what energy you align with before we go into the first eclipse next week. So pay attention to that. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful week, Pile 3, and I will see you back here for more readings.